Just a really quick question. How does somebody pretend to be gay or lesbian or trans? Let me just help you make this make sense, okay? Number one, what would benefit me or anybody else by pretending to be gay or lesbian or trans? Like, how would it help me in my life to pretend a sexuality? Because most people I know, and including myself, who are gay, lesbian, or trans, or who were, whatever, have been bullied, have been kicked out of their homes, have been hated by Christians, felt rejected and hated by God. So what would benefit me by lying and pretending to be gay or trans? How would it help me? The next thing I want to ask you is, how does somebody just think that they are gay, lesbian, or trans? How does that happen? Because according to the LGBT, you are born that way, which you aren't, and I did a whole YouTube video about it. But for the sake of this TikTok, how does somebody just think or assume that they are gay, lesbian, or trans? How does that happen? How? Because again, according to the LGBT, you're born that way. So it's not just a thought that you have in your brain. You're just gay or trans or lesbian, right? Like, I hope what I'm saying is opening up your eyes to things that don't make sense in that lifestyle and in that community. And I'm not saying any of this to spread hate or to make you feel bad about what you said. I used to think exactly like you. I literally used to be in your shoes. So I understand why you don't like me. I understand why you disagree with my content, because I used to disagree with people like me too. I was in that lifestyle for 16 years. I understand why you're offended. I understand why you're hurt. I understand completely. I'm just trying to help you make it make sense, okay? Now that I'm free in Christ, now that I've been saved and delivered and set free, and my mind has been renewed and transformed, my eyes are open and I literally can't look at it the same anymore. It makes no sense. And I did a whole YouTube video about things that don't make sense in that lifestyle. Things that are like conflicting hypocrisies, things that contradict each other, like the things that you just said. And for every person in the LGBT community watching right now, according to society, being straight is a sexuality as well, okay? I mean, apparently there's such thing as super straight, which makes no sense, but apparently that's a thing as well. So are the people who are straight just pretending to be straight? Are they really not straight and they just think they're straight? Are they born straight? Like, what is going on? Somebody, anybody, just message me and let me know. I'd love to speak with you. But I'm done. I'm just gonna make a whole YouTube video about this stuff, and you guys should definitely go on my channel and watch it.
No, we ain't giving no hold. I ain't Romeo and now hold. Making a party, chocolate Barbie, waiting on me for yo.
Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to address. Number one, how is your freedom not free? Your freedom is free because Jesus Christ paid for you to be free. Number two, you said, how am I free if I can't love my boyfriend? You can love your boyfriend. God isn't stopping you from loving your boyfriend. God is not stopping a man from being with a man or a woman from being with a woman. God gave each and every one of us a free will. That means you have the power to make your own choices and your own decisions, okay? You're arguing that you're not free, so let me put this into a perspective for you, okay? Just bear with me. If you're not free and you don't have a free will, then how can you love somebody? Because I don't know about you, but if somebody is being forced to love me or forced to care about me, then I don't want it. You can't love somebody without a free will because that's not love. If somebody is programmed or forced to love you, that's not love. You feel me? God gave us a free will. We're not robots. We're not machines. We are capable of making decisions. I don't want somebody to love me because they're being forced to love me or because they have to love me. Does that make sense? I want somebody to love me because they choose to love me. They choose to care about me. You feel me? For example, a robot can't love you. They can't love you. They don't have a free will. They don't get to make choices. They're programmed to be that way. You feel me? So you're trying to argue that you're not free, but you clearly are free. I bet if I asked you, do you love your boyfriend? You're gonna say yes. So how is God getting in your way of loving your boyfriend? He's not. But God is holy. God is just. He's a good father. All right? If your parent tells you, Timmy, don't touch the fire, you're gonna get burned, and you touch the fire, are you gonna blame your parents when you get burned? No. I hope not, because you have a free will. You freely made a choice to touch the fire after they told you not to. You feel me? God doesn't force anybody to love him or to obey him. He doesn't force us to do nothing. We get to make our own choices. But you better be prepared for the consequences of your actions, just like little Timmy in that fire. Now, I understand same-sex attraction. I understand having desires. I get it. I came from that lifestyle. 16 years I was in it. Trust me, I get it. I understand. But to sit here and try to say that you're not free is ridiculous. Yes, God loves everybody, but God doesn't affirm everybody. God doesn't affirm sin. He's not okay with it, all right? But even though God's not okay with it, you still get to make your own decisions. And I think that God gave us a free will for that very reason, so that we could choose to love him. God doesn't want people forced to love him and worship him and all that stuff. No. He wants people who want to love him and who choose to love him.
Coming like a thief in the night. Hold up on my phone. 16 missed calls. Sorry I was busy, but I missed you.
So this question is really complicated, so please just bear with me, alright? So growing up, I always felt masculine. I always felt like I was meant to be a boy. I had masculine characteristics and all these things. I felt like I was a boy trapped in a girl's body from a very young age. So when I transitioned, when I started taking hormones, the goal, the whole reason somebody transitions is because either their brain doesn't match their body or they feel like the opposite gender or whatever. I'll talk about that on YouTube. But anyways, for me, I felt like a man trapped in a woman's body and I didn't know what to do, right? So I started to transition, and when I took the hormones, the whole goal was to make my outer appearance look like a man so that the outside matched the way I felt on the inside. I hope that makes sense. Now, I was taking hormones for 2 years of my life, okay? I grew a beard, I was very buff, very muscular, facial hair, body hair, like it was a lot, okay? But even though I looked more masculine, I didn't feel like a real man. Why? Because I was always competing with the cisgender men, alright? I didn't have any surgeries by the grace of God, so I would look down at my body and I would still see female parts there, so that was another thing. But even if I did have the surgeries, I knew the truth. Deep down, I knew that even if I did have the surgeries, there would always be a constant reminder in my life that I wasn't a real man. I would be stabbing myself for the rest of my life with hormones. Even if I had the surgeries, there would be scars. Even if I had bottom surgery, I wouldn't be able to produce sperm naturally. Like, I wouldn't be able to do what real men could do, and I knew that. So I knew that I would be miserable for the rest of my life, and I tell people this all the time. It didn't matter whether I was a man or a woman. I still had the same issues. I was still depressed, still suicidal, still anxious, still broken, still didn't want to live. Nothing changed except for my body. You feel me? Now, when I detransitioned and I got off the hormones, there was a process, okay? Obviously, the hormones needed to wear off and my body started going back to a female. I didn't take any medication to go back. I let God do it naturally, okay? Now, the question you said was, do you feel 100% like a girl now? To be honest with you, I don't know what it means to be a woman. For 16 years, ever since I was 4, up until recently, I was a lesbian. I was a stud, and then I was transgender. I was always masculine. I was always the male role, and then I wanted to be a man, you know? So I don't know what it means to be a woman, but I know that God is showing me. As I'm walking with him, he's showing me. But do I feel comfortable in my female body? Yes, 100%. I never thought I would, but yes. I don't desire to be a man. I have no sexual desire for women. Jesus literally delivered me. So as a member of the LGBT community, do you have to be celibate in order to follow Christ? I get this question a lot, and a lot of people message me because they're struggling with it, so let me help you out. So celibacy means no acts of intimacy at all. No hand holding, no kissing, no sex, no intimate touching, just nothing. Nada. Zip. And usually when people ask me this, it's because they are gay, lesbian, or trans, or whatever, and they feel, oh, well, I can't be with the person I'm attracted to, so I'm just gonna be single for the rest of my life. I'm just not gonna date anybody. I'm just gonna be celibate, but I'm still gonna be gay, lesbian, or trans. It doesn't work that way. Let me explain. Celibacy is not going to help you in any way, shape, or form, and here's why. Just because you stop holding somebody's hand or kissing them or having a relationship with them, just because you decide not to be intimate with somebody, doesn't mean that you still don't have those desires, right? Like intellectually and spiritually, I don't see how being celibate is going to remove your gender dysphoria, how being celibate is going to remove gender confusion, identity confusion, sexual confusion. I don't see how just deciding to be single for the rest of your life is going to help you, save you, set you free, or deliver you. It's not. You're backing yourself into a corner and you're basically deciding to be miserable for the rest of your life because you can't act on these desires that you have based on these attractions that you have, and you feel like if you're truly going to follow Jesus that you have to be celibate. But that's not the case. Following Jesus doesn't just mean I'm not going to be intimate. When you choose Jesus Christ, truly, when you surrender everything to Him and you allow Him to renew your mind and to give you a new heart and a new spirit, He will take those desires away. Listen, I get it. You've tried to pray the gay away. You've tried everything. I've been there, done that. I feel you. But He's done it for me. He can do it for you. I understand feeling like you have to be celibate, but you don't. Being celibate doesn't mean you're not gay anymore. Being celibate doesn't mean you're not lesbian anymore. Being celibate doesn't mean you still don't have gender dysphoria. It just means that you're single as a Pringle and you're not going to have intimacy with anybody. That's all it means. It's not helping you or doing anything for you, really. You're pretty much just going to be suffering in silence, you feel me? But I promise you that Jesus Christ can take your desires away completely. I never thought that I would ever desire to be a wife, desire to be a mother, ever. I wanted to be a husband. I wanted to be a father. And here I am, excited for my husband, excited to have a relationship. Like Jesus literally can restore everything. Long story short, celibacy is not the answer. You need to have your identity restored. You need to allow God to restore your mind and your soul and your spirit, and you need to be set free and delivered. I'll make a video on YouTube explaining further, but I hope this helped.
Oh no, my brain, it's broken.